What's up, ballers? Welcome to episode 41 of the AllDriveNoDrop podcast. David is back. He's back in the U.S. with us, so I'm pumped to have him back because, man, just carrying everything on my shoulders by myself is tough. It's tough out there. David, how's it going?
It's good, man. One update I do want to share is since I'm back at work right now and I am currently on call for my job. So what that means is I'm on 24/7 production support. So if I disappear at any point and Jacob's talking by himself, that's why I probably got picked for an incident. So just to give you guys a heads up.
Oh, if I'm talking by myself, it could just be a normal, Monday night. You never know. You never know. But that sounds fun. I wish I could be on call 24/7. Sounds like a lot of fun, so I'm sure you're loving
Oh,
it. We got some good stuff, dude. I got so we were both kind of ending our his vacation was way longer, but I got back from vacation and I had like I don't even know total like 15, 20 paddles, and I'm just like, geez. I was like, they always come when you're gone. I don't know if it happens to you, but they always come in like multitudes of packages when I'm gone, and I'm like, I'll be here like 2 weeks before. I maybe got like two paddles, and then I'm like 20 show up while I'm gone. I'm like, what's going on? Does that happen to you?
oh yeah, my neighbor holds on to them because he doesn't play pickleball, but he has no idea like the value of the packages he has.
Yeah.
I think I want to do the math at some point, being like, which trip was I gone for that he made? Like he could have made the most money if he just sold all the paddles he got.
If only he knew, and he's just like, yeah, let me just
Yeah,
take. You got three of this. He probably thinks you got three of the same one. He's like, he doesn't need them all. Come on.
yeah.
Yeah, so we're going back to the segments this week. I know what the pickle and David's question of the week have been gone. We kind of, it's just been a busy summer and things have gotten busy, but we're back. So we're gonna start off with what the pickle here, and it's basically the question is, why does the heat just sap all my energy? Not every time, but most of the time. And that's kind of what I had a tournament this weekend. I played men's 4-5 plus. Uh, I guess you could call it an open division, whatever you want to. I guess there's no cap, but there were no surprise. There were no 6-0s in it, so I guess there, whatever. But it was like mid 80s to high 80s. But man, we started at 3:30, so like pretty much like peak, heat time into more peak heat time, and it was super humid. At first, it was fine, but by like the third game, I just was like, I could feel it. And every time I went, I had like a 1 gallon jug of water, and I was like, how is my water always empty? And I was filling it up. I'm like, there's no way I drink a gallon of water, but I was. But I played with the Honolulu J2NF. Held up
Mhm.
very well in the heat, and uh, played with the Bodhi dry grip. So this was kind of like the first intense, like hot, humid summer day for me with the Bodhi dry grip. Held up very, very well. So I was happy there. I was happy with the paddle. It performed very well. And we were playing with Franklin's in this hot humidity too. So uh, you know, it was a little like slower pace on the ball, but still was getting great power with the paddle. Great. Obviously, I think almost any paddle could probably have great touch with a hot, humid Franklin, right? Like
Yeah.
it's going to be soft enough. Even the poppiest paddle is going to be able to control it. So, but really, really stable. I think that's kind of the place that reminded me of why I like the J2K, the original J2K. Is just like it's super stable, and especially when you get into these games where people are just blasting the ball at you, uh, sweet spot. It's stable, all that performed well, and then on top of that, with the extra finishing power, which you really needed with a soft Franklin, had no problem finishing points at all. So I think it just did everything well for me. Uh, and I didn't have any problems with the shorter handle. I know that's always the thing that comes up, and we're gonna get David's opinion because he was maybe the only J2K hater back in the day. So it'll be interesting to hear his thoughts on these new J2 foam paddles. But yeah, the tournament overall, we came in third. Played with Andy. Shout out to Andy and Esther who came to Andy obviously came to play, but Esther and Beth came out to support us as well as my wife and kids and in-laws. Shout out to all of them for cheering us on, help motivate me because I was definitely like super dehydrated and hot and I burn easily.
Yeah.
So that just keeps me going because like if I'm the only one, or even if Andy had to motivate me, it's just like you hear them that they kept keep yelling like dig deep. I'm like okay, I needed it that day because it was I guess I just hadn't played in that hot, humid weather for so long, for that long of a duration. And then shout out to them because they took gold in the 4-5 plus mix the next day, so they
Oh, wow.
went and rocked that. So good weekend for him and his girlfriend there. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just need to drink more water. I drink a ton of water, drink a lot of electrolytes. But the good news is like I don't have anything lined up that I'll be playing at like 3 o'clock for a tournament in the hot heat of the summer. So maybe I don't need to worry about it. So any tips, David? I feel like you don't have any issues with the heat.
I mean, I just sweat a lot, but I
Okay.
think it's just probably overall conditioning. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
know what your workout plan is, but
Uh,
you let me know if you need tips.
it's to play pickleball and then not and then not play pickleball. So probably just need to run a bit in the heat or something. Like get my body used to it. That's probably just
Yeah, definitely.
need to plan for that next time. But not too bad. I think that always looking back on it, you want to say you could have won gold. Like the games that we lost, like there is we lost the first game, which is like that, and we're only playing to 11. It was round robin, play to 11, so kind of a tough format to win every game in, just with the way games go. But the first game, I think we were just like kind of um, warming up. It was just a warm up. That team ended up winning gold, so I guess in hindsight, sucks to play the gold medal team. But I think we played them best 2 out of 3. We would like at least won another game. But the biggest game we were up like 8-2, and I just like I'll say like I fell apart, but like I at the first half I was smoking it, and then the second half I was like just missing the easiest shots, and I'm like, what can you do? Luckily, where it's able to bounce back and like do fine after that, but just like a bad time to do it, like have a lot of shots miss, which hasn't happened to me in a while. It's happened to me before, but not in a long time. But all you can do is battle back and fight through it, because what else can you do? Can't quit. Can't quit on them. But that's
Yeah, it's like one of those underrated parts of
hmm
like pickleball, and even just like sport in general. It's just
yeah.
like that mental game. Like you could have all the skills, but once your focus starts to drift a bit, and you're like, "Oh, I
hmm
just lost 5 points," and
Yeah.
then you're in your head, "I'm missing a lot," and
Yeah.
then you're missing more.
Yeah, it's like when you miss like 2, 3, 4 shots in a row, then it really is like now you're testing your mental your fortitude, like how much it's going to get in your head a little bit, but how well can you fight through it? And
Yeah,
wasn't able to fight through it that game, unfortunately, but was able to bounce back after that. So I was happy with that. At least it didn't affect the rest of the day. But yeah, it sucked to blow a game like that. But what can you do? And then shout out to there's a couple people that we played against that watched the podcast. So shout out to them. Appreciate them saying they like the podcast, and it was cool to meet some people in different areas that watch and listen. One person said he's going to buy the Honolulu J2NF. I hope the performance was good enough, and I hope it was good enough. But yeah, so do you want? Oh, well, hold on. We'll circle back to the NFs. David has a question of the week here. We're gonna start with that, and then we'll circle back to the NFs. But maybe the question's about that. What's your
all
question?
right. I don't know if I asked you about this earlier, but basically this question kind of came up during the nerdy turdy. Someone
Okay,
else asked this, so I'm
sure.
not gonna take credit for
Yeah,
it. But what is the last paddle you actually paid for?
the last paddle I actually paid for, huh? That's a great question. Let's see. Well, while I'm like trying to think about it, when I first started, I had to buy a lot. Like I had to buy, at the time, I think it was like the Gearbox Pro Power and the 6-0 Double Black Diamond Ruby. Those were kind of like the hot
Yeah.
rage. So I bought those. And then I had some paddles, and then I had some paddles from some smaller brands like Neonic. I didn't have to buy just like because I found them early. Last one I bought, I want to say actually the last one I bought might have been, uh, hmm, that was a tough question. I think oh yeah, the last one I bought a Vatic Prism Flash because I really like the colorway. Like I already had one,
Okay. Was
but
it the purple one or was
it
the
was the
like a new
purple
one?
beach one with like the palm tree. So I
Oh, okay,
bought
okay.
that just because I really wanted the colorway. And then I don't think I ever played with it because I didn't want to like, but that was the last one I
Yeah.
bought just because I was like, oh, it's cheap enough. And I really love the colorway. And that was kind of at a time when no one was really doing anything fun. It was just, like a lot of black faces. Maybe the edge card was colored. I think that was the last one. You remember the last one you bought?
Yeah, it's a funny story about this one. This is actually very recent, but one of my interns kept asking about like wanting to try the Pegasus Alpha Pro, and like some investors were having it, and us reviewers didn't have it at that time,
Hmm.
and I wasn't sure when the reviewers are gonna get it, and like he's been a loyal intern, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna get it to you early. I see an ambassador link, I can see I can buy one right now, so I'll buy one right now. I paid for it, and this is like the first paddle I don't know, probably bought in years, I
Hmm.
want to say, and USPS loses the package. I was like, man, I pay for a paddle. It's like it's been a while, and then the package gets lost. But luckily, David was really chill about it, and
Oh my
I was
gosh,
gonna file a claim with USPS, but he sent me another one. So,
that's funny.
but yeah, just funny story. I was like, yeah, just don't pay for paddles these days, which is like I'm lucky that to be in this like situation. But
Yeah,
then this happens when I do pay for one. But
yeah.
yeah, what can you do?
I don't know. I don't foresee. Yeah, like maybe in that type of situation, I could foresee me buying one. But right now, it's just like there's no reason for me to buy one for myself. It's like I can barely get through everything that I have. So it's like
Yeah.
I just if I bought it, it'd be sitting back here like this gold uh bread and butter right now to look fancy. I haven't changed up my paddle well in a hot second either. I've just been so busy. I need to rotate it around in case anyone's wondering why I haven't rotated it. Just that's pure laziness right there. Um, that's what you get. That's what you get sometimes. But I kind of want a banner. I got to ask you about who made that banner. I want a banner to take with me and put somewhere.
Yeah, this is intern Danny. He made this one.
Okay,
It was a surprise for me, but
intern Danny. Like I don't, I might be able to pay you for one if we're looking to start selling those because I kind of want one.
yeah, you
But
should. I'm gonna move the camera so you guys can see how this
yeah.
is hung up. So I haven't like found a place to hang this yet, but this is my cage, and like that. I don't know if you can see this the way it's just
Oh,
really.
you got it with the clips.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
last second. I just thought it'd look cool, so
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I saw it in one of your videos. I was like, all right, there we go. Represent.
yeah.
That's pretty cool. All right, well, that's a good question. I mean, obviously, it's kind of like a specific question for a small group of people, right? But it is interesting to,
Yeah, it's just for the
yeah, it's
reviewers.
just, it
Funny,
is. What
I'm curious about Chris Olsen's. It's probably the Onyx Z5 or something.
he? No, I remember and I think maybe like Braden, they bought the $1,000 Yola. Maybe that was the last one.
Oh, that could be it. Yeah.
They haven't. I don't think anyone's done anything because there was a time I think it was like really close together. 6 zeros put on like a super expensive paddle, just like a new colorway of a black diamond, and then they did that special. I think was it like an anniversary year, 1 year anniversary maybe for the Ben Johns paddle. I'm not sure what the occasion was. Oh, maybe it
Hmm.
was like he got to 100 wins. It was something. It was some milestone. But I was just like,
Yeah.
nah, not even if I was like raking it in would I buy the $1,000 paddle. Like I can't do it. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wife would probably kill you.
yeah, in 10 years maybe that's what the top of the line paddle will cost, but not now, not now.
Yeah.
um, I'm sure she would be like, I could have got something way better than that. I could already hear it. I would never do that. Um, but yeah, so let's move on to the Honolulu's because I'm curious to hear what you think, and I know that just a little story, not a story, but like kind of a fact. It's a fact for people. Last year and into this year, there's two camps. It didn't seem like there's really a middle. It's like either, and I'm not talking about reviewers. I'm talking about like commenters and just different people's videos. They either love the Honolulu J2K or they absolutely hated the J2K and said, like you're an idiot. Like why would you ever say this is a good paddle? Or they'd say, I love this paddle. It's the best paddle ever. That was like last year leading into earlier this year. And I don't think David like was that far like hating, but he was definitely on the opposite side of most people not liking it, kind of like more agreed with, like the commenters that didn't like it, and for some of the reasons he didn't like it. So, David, what do you think about all these foam paddles from Honolulu?
Yeah, just like recap, like I guess what my point of view on the J2K. Like, I think it's a fantastic paddle. I think, yeah, on paper it looks great, and I think for people that don't consistently hit the top of the paddle, like if you see, I don't know if
Mm,
you can see my Baltas pattern on these, but
yeah, a little
yeah, so
bit.
like I'm consistently hitting near the top. But if you're like someone that's kind of sprays a bit more, like I think it's a more forgiving paddle for you. But I just think that like people kind of read into the numbers a bit too much, and it'll be like, oh, high twist weight. And for some people it can be great, but like if you're kind of more accurate and hitting near the top of the paddle more, you might find it's like a bit more unstable there. And especially with like that wider taper down here, like this surface area isn't as nice as like the middle. So you kind of shift that sweet spot down a little bit.
Yeah.
So what's funny was people would say like this paddle got a nice sweet spot. But then I had like a lot of my interns, like other people that I play with that will demo this and be like, oh, the sweet spot's tiny. It's so unstable. That's because they hit it up here, not down here as much. And so it's more of a personal preference thing. Like I personally don't like this paddle. I know a lot of people do, but I respect it. I think it's a great paddle for a lot of people. But in terms of the foams, I think it's probably the best version of the J2. I think it's most comparable to the True Foams right now. And I think I would take this over the True Foams. I think the feel is better. It's not as like squishy. And that was my issue with the True Foams is like when I'm trying to reset, I don't want it to like squish in a bit too much. And I think this is just like that little bit extra like stiffness and crisp feel that I'm looking for. And like overall like power and the metrics are good. I just don't like the shape. So, there's that. But overall, I think it's a really good foam power paddle.
Okay. So this is one you could play with in a tournament if you had to. And
oh no, I've definitely not used this paddle.
Okay, so you're still it's more of like the shape and where the sweet spot is for you. I got you.
Yeah, like the J2K, like if it was like elongated or something, I'd probably be fine with it. I just personally don't like the shape. It's more of a personal preference.
Okay.
Like, again, I respect the paddle, just not for me.
So you're still not in on the J2 shape, but it's the best.
I don't think I ever will be
of the series.
Yeah,
for
it's an unpopular opinion, but I think the double black diamond shape is better than the J2 shape. So,
well, that's kind of like what people come to you for. They want to hear the different opinion. Don't want to hear just like everyone saying the same thing. I think so. I think it's good. But yeah, all right. I thought maybe you were gonna tell me that you loved it, but
no.
Did you only play with the NF then? Did you play with any of the other ones, or is like the NF the one you mainly played with?
I think this was the one you told me to hit the NFL.
I mean, if you didn't like that one, you probably weren't gonna like the other ones. So
yeah,
I mean, for me, loved it. Also, side break, Paddle Talk is sponsored by Bodie Pickleball. Makes amazing grips, as I was talking about. Their dry grip, super, super great for hot, humid days. If you haven't tried a dry grip, you need to get out there and try a dry grip in the hot, humid summer. If you're playing with a tacky grip, I think you're doing it wrong in the summer. Just you get that slick, it's sliding out of your hands. You might be throwing it into the stands or something, right? Like, who knows? And obviously, they make a lot of other good stuff. I was wearing their sun sleeves too. Worked great. Got some fun, cool colors. But yeah, I mean, for me, I love it. I also have my weight set up. I have like 1.5 grams on the corners. I don't know if he wanted me to go into it, but with the way like the tech and the foam core is built, he's like, actually, I was wondering if anyone was gonna. I mean, it's not like it's an uncommon build for setup, but he said this was like, and structurally, this is the best way to put the weight on it. So actually, I think I could up it a little bit. I might go just try it with 3 grams on each corner, but we'll see. I need to obviously hit a whole bunch of other paddles right now, so we'll see how much time I have to play around with that. But yeah, I think that I think, like you said, they're great for a lot of people, but if you do tend to hit the ball higher up on the sweet spot, then I mean, that's just probably like if you like elongateds, right? Like you're probably not.
Yeah, if you're like ex-tennis players or a lot like that.
Yeah, I get that. So, anything else on the Honolulus? I mean, those are available for pre-order right now. What is it like? I think it's $195 and it goes down to $175. So still a way better price than like the True Foams, the Blue Cores, and what am I missing? The 008s, and then there's a whole bunch of other foam paddles coming too, but. There's some other foam paddles that will be around the same price point. I just don't know when they're going to come out exactly. But we will see.
It's like year 2025. It is basically 2020 foam if you're
a 2020 foam.
So many of those coming out.
All right. Let's go on. I guess we could kind of talk about the next two together, although I haven't hit one of the shapes of the Alpha. But this SLK Era and 11624. They kind of been, I guess Selkirk hasn't been engaging in the battle, but 11-6-24 was kind of going after some of the Selkirk boys and girls, and maybe saying that they stole their design and construction, which I guess the construction is pretty similar. I mean, like, you know, they may have had some internal foam placement, some internal reinforcement in the same areas. I don't think the shapes are exactly the same. Um, the,
No, they're not
the
exactly the
Selkirk
same.
the Selkirk comes down a little, or doesn't taper as it gives you a little bit more room on the 11-6-24, right? There's little the taper is a little bit narrower, and
Yeah.
I think that kind of leads to why I thought like the Selkirk had a little bit more stability just in the sock form. It's probably just because of that taper, and then maybe some, you know, different. It could be different density of the foam they use, right? Like it's the construction looks the same on the X-rays and where people dissected it, but is it exactly the same density, exactly the same weight place in each area? I don't know. But yes, they are very similar. They play very similar. Um, but David, you've been hitting the new Alpha Pro Power, right? I don't. Do they have a release date on that? Just got these.
I don't know. I'm
Okay.
gonna be honest. I don't know like anything right now. I
Okay,
just
that's
got
fair.
back home
Well,
yesterday, so
SLK's out right
yeah,
now. And then of
yeah.
course the regular Pro Power is out already, and then I believe the Alpha Pro Power is coming out sometime in July. Don't know if they announced it. I was looking, I couldn't find the date in any of the email traffic, so forgive me if I there is a date. I'm sure an 11-6-24 fan will let me know, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was your experience with the two?
So I actually did the Era versus the original powers. I think that
Okay.
was like the easier comparison for many people to do just because, those two are readily
Mm-hmm.
available. But I can see why people would like the Eras better in terms of like the feel. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like with I want to just say like the power is just like similar. And like, if you wanted to like pick between the two, like the power is just like negligible of a difference that, I wouldn't choose one over the other because of that. It's mainly like the feel of the paddle.
Okay.
And I think that the errors are just a bit more pleasant feeling. They're just not as hollow and stiff. You just have like I think it's a more friendlier feel to the majority of people, but feel is tough to like recommend to people. And if you are someone who likes a stiffer paddle, you like the powers better.
Yep.
But I can see the eras being more popular in terms of the feel,
Mm-hmm.
but I actually prefer the alphas over the eras for the feel.
Okay.
I think it has an even more pleasant feel, and like I would say, like the eras kind of in between the alpha and the original powers. But so far, I really like the alphas. I've only hit the Hirachi so far,
Okay.
but um, I don't know. Do you like the Hirachi shape? Because the more I've been hitting this, I don't like this shape.
So personally, I don't like the Hirachi shape, especially with the Hirachi Pro Power. I wasn't in love with it, so I'm interested to see because I really like the SLK uh, Era elongated. So I'm interested to see if the Alpha Pro Power is something I will like. Maybe just over time, I've just I don't know migrated more towards the longer handle, but we'll see. That's one thing I'm interested because I when I hit the Vapor Pro Power and the Vapor Alpha Pro Power next to each other,
Hmm.
uh, I didn't think that the differences were like that big. Like a little bit
Yeah,
softer, a little less poppy. I thought the power levels were like just real testing. Like because I didn't have any time to measure it with the radar gun. I could not tell the difference in the power between the two. Like it felt the same. It looked the same in most situations. I believe this Alpha Pro Power is going to be 199.99, and I think they just do $10 off, right? I don't think they do 10%. I
yeah.
believe
I should know this because I just bought one.
they used to do $10 off. I
Yeah.
don't know if they moved it. There's so many different companies to keep up with. Either way, it's going to be 180 or 190. So like it's pretty much the same price, right, as the SLK Era. Like retail 200. I guess Selkirk doesn't do discounts; they do gift cards. But we're talking about like a $20 difference max. So they're going to be right there looking at each other. I don't know if they're going to up their warranty from 6 months to a year on these because the SLK Era has a year. I think that if like if you can obviously get them in person, it's going to come down to like a feel difference. It's going to
Yeah.
come down to, the power levels are going to be very similar. Like if you were able to like black out each one and like have people test the power, they probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. I think that the Era is probably going to be poppier, at least judging based on when I played with the Vapor, but we'll see. What did you think the Era was poppier than the Hirachi X Alpha Pro Power?
Uh, Probably. I want to say, oh, against the Alpha Pro Power.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. I wouldn't say compared to the powers, just because the powers I have been used pretty
Okay.
heavily, so those are kind of hot.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I do want to try out the Vapor shape. I think I just don't
Well,
like this long
I,
handle on the
s-
elongated
I
to
see
be
your ball
unstable.
dust, and I'm like, you can't use a vapor shape with that ball dust
Oh
pattern.
yeah,
Like it was
yeah.
so,
This is
it's
why I don't
so
like the
high.
J2.
It's so high, and the vapor is already like a shorter hybrid. So it's like, how are you gonna hit a hybrid with that ball dust pattern? Um,
I don't know. I want to try the hybrids and the Pegasus
that's
and
crazy.
see how I like them. But I agree with what you said earlier. Like the difference between this and the actual powers, like it's actually pretty small. Like I thought it would be bigger considering like when you hit something like a wider cell like Gen 2
Yeah.
versus another wider cell Gen 2, like versus like a regular cell Gen 2. I think that's a bigger difference than the Gen 3. At least the Gen 3 with this construction, it just wasn't as big as I thought, but it's I think it's still like noticeable. You can tell it's a bit more pleasant compared to the regular powers.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I'm sure we'll get some fun comments about both of these paddles, and I look forward to it. They are either way, they're both, it's the 11624 Alpha series looks to be like just like the Power series, a very good series, and the SLK Era series, which I'll have the wide bodies soon, I think, but the elongated impressed me. So it just comes down to those small differences, or whether you want to rep one company or the other. I think it you could be happy with either one. Just those minor differences.
Yeah.
Anything else on those?
Uh, nope, nothing for me now.
Okay. Quick note from me because I haven't hit this yet. It's the new GX2 Power from Gearbox. The elongated and hybrid are coming out August 7th, so a bit ways away. I guess this is probably like
Yeah.
like lower in the priority list since it's so far away. But I am interested to hit these because I did like the GX2 series, and they fixed their hybrid shape. So I'm interested to see. Basically, they're tweaking some of their carbon ribs and foam to make it more powerful. So I'm very interested to see how these play because I think the GX2s were awesome. I don't know if they're going to come out with their wide body shape in these. I imagine they will, but um,
I thought the wide body was like the best out of the three,
it was
personally.
for that one, for the
Yeah.
GX2 series. So that's why I was surprised they didn't come out with it for this one. But maybe they're gonna follow on. But honestly, I haven't been liking using wide bodies lately, so I'm not too disappointed. But I know there's some wide body fans out there, so can't keep them disappointed and not hit it. Uh, that's all I have because I haven't hit it yet. But there's no embargo on those, so I can talk about that whenever. So next week, hopefully. And then just one other since, oh wait, never mind. Sorry. Wasn't supposed to talk about that one. Um, let's go to the Srikel paddles. Uh, David has something called Srikel. Is that how you pronounce it?
I have no idea. I could be saying it
Okay.
wrong.
Let's just call it Srikel. Really, all you need to know is Durafoam, right?
Oh, they've got two actually, but we'll do the
Two?
Durafoam
Okay.
first. I only played 5 points with this paddle because this thing is scary. I almost took someone's head off, so we put this away. Have you ever hit one of those like illegal EVA foam paddles, like the ones that are like
I
it
have I
might
have
be
a I
illegal?
have a Hush. We I think that's one of the most powerful illegal paddles, right? The Hush from Diadem.
I think I haven't hit that one. I hit like the Hudef New Era, like the
Okay.
old EVA foam ones, and
Yeah.
those are like just crazy hot. And then I like hadn't had that like experience in a while, and then I picked this up yesterday when I was hitting it, and yeah, this thing was like getting close to those levels. I don't think it hits as hard as probably like a Hush, but
Okay.
they said they're going for approval now. And I sent them an email and I said, I don't think this thing will pass. Like this thing is crazy high.
Don't waste your money.
Yeah,
So you almost killed
I
an
think
intern.
yeah.
How many interns are working for you now?
I don't know, but it's gonna be hard to replace because
Yeah,
like I don't pay them, so like
yeah,
unpaid interns are hard to come by these
they
days.
are. They are. Well, okay, and you have another one that you was more in the legal realm.
Yeah, this is a $99 Gen 3.
Okay.
This is probably there's gonna be more $99 Gen 3s coming out, so this isn't the first one, but I've been hearing about other ones. This one I believe is just like that Gen 3 style, like the diving board construction. Um, but for $99, it hits like um kind of like probably in the realm of like a Gen 3S right now, which is pretty solid for 99 bucks. If it gets approved, I don't like this and the Durafilm are both going for approval.
Hmm.
I think this is more likely to get there, but I think so far it comes in one shape. So this is elongated with like a longer handle,
Okay.
probably like yeah, I think around like 6 inches, and it's just one of those few like Gen 3 clones that actually comes out of the box hitting hot. Because like even if you look at the Fever,
Yeah.
that doesn't come out hitting hot. It takes a while, and then there are some that never fully break in, like the Red Robust or the Velo Edge. So
Hmm.
there's a lot of Gen 3. So it seems like now companies are starting to clone the Gen 3 technology better and like actually, I guess maybe control the heat or whatever doing during the construction. But they're finally like getting those Gen 3 levels of power that you
Yeah.
see on the Yolas.
Yeah. I side side back note to I did think that the SLK era came like already powerful. Like I didn't feel like it broke in that
Yeah.
much. So I felt like that was good, but maybe everyone's just figuring it out. Okay, so Srikel, and I did see, I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the same company. The Srikel name's throwing me off. They have a new net that like folds out, and it's like,
Yeah, they
yeah,
do.
that net looks pretty cool. If you need a portable net and you don't want to like set up nets with bars, I'm interested in checking that out because it looks super awesome. Like it just extends, and then you put the net on one. I think it's already attached to one post and it puts it on the other. So I was like, "Whoa, that's cool!" Like, because I used to play in a gym, and we'd set the nets up every day and put them together. But obviously, that's becoming less of a problem. I know, but I'm sure there's a lot of people using portable nets out there still in different
Yeah, I
places.
would give you mine. I actually have one, but if I wasn't flying to Michigan, I would have given you
No,
mine. But
it's okay.
it's like really bulky.
I have one. It's like the classic metal one. And I don't I don't use it, so it's not like I set it up in my driveway a few times, but it's not that bad. But it takes like 5 minutes. The more barrier to getting something done, and it's like if you could do that one in like 30 seconds, I could see like, hey, I'm just gonna pop this up, and we'll see.
Yeah,
But I
yeah. I
don't
have the
know.
Franklin one. That's the one I've been using, or I used to use. But then the Shriekel one kind of just sits there because I already had a net, and then now I don't have to set them up anymore.
Oh, you have the Shriekelnet.
Yeah,
No, okay. So how long does it take you to set up? You like it?
never opened it because I have time
I
to.
can't do that.
There's like, I don't go to any
I
court that
can't
need me to
record.
set up a net anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I well at least try it and tell me the setup time. Jeez.
Well, so the thing is, like, I want to give it to someone as a gift, but then like I can't ship it anywhere because it's like massive.
Yeah.
So, just trying to find someone that actually wants a net right now, and like
Okay.
I'll let them have it.
Okay. Yeah. Look for like a school because they set up nets in the gym a lot. So maybe just donate it
Okay.
to a school.
Yeah,
I think
I just need to find someone.
that'd be the best bet. So anyone out there looking for a net, David's maybe hooking you up. I don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
no delivery though. You got to come pick
No,
it
yeah,
up.
you got to pick up. Next up, I just wanted to throw this in real quick because I forgot to mention it, but I on my Instagram reel I had some people DMing me about the glasses I wore. These I don't know if what do you I don't think you wear glasses at all, David, but these
No,
are the Tifosi's. These are the sledges.
snowboarding
I
ones.
know I don't know what people think about the looks, but it doesn't matter to me because these were awesome. Like they didn't fog up for me. That was the problem I was having is like my glasses kept fogging up. And I don't know if these like holes up here like help with like the vent or whatever. Maybe that's what it is. But they didn't slide at all. Like sometimes I'm readjusting the glasses and these are pretty lightweight. Also, They are $80 retail and 15% off with the code. Maybe I have a code AllDriveNoDrop. I'm not sure, but I was looking for like a more affordable pair because I've been wearing like Rudy Project, which are like 220. It's like not really like it. It's they're like more like biking glasses, but like they work really well. But these
Mhm.
also the lenses pop out and change because like I play inside a lot too, so I needed some that had clear lenses that I could swap to. These have been great. Uh, Really, the first long session I used them was the tournament, but they come in a whole bunch of different colors too. But I like this orange and blue. I like a little something that's not just like black or white. I like a little flash in there. But yeah, they turned out very well. I'd recommend them. Great price for some protection glasses that are sunglasses and can protect you inside too. So you wear
Okay.
sunglasses at all, or you just no glasses ever?
Yeah, I just sweat too much, and they like
I got
all
you.
glasses kind of
Yeah,
fall off me. So I just probably need to try like a higher quality one and really
yeah.
like it better.
I think I mean sweat's always going to be an issue. There's not really anything you can do about that. Uh but I didn't have too many issues with how they fit on my face in the sweat, like maybe once or twice, but I was let me tell you, I was sweating. I was sweating. I pretty much went through the whole shirt in sweat, so it was pretty good. I had a good experience with them. And the thing I think about is if I never think about my glasses, that means they perform like just how they're supposed to. Like I never had to think about them like, oh, this is restricting my vision. They're sliding. I can't see. So I didn't think about the glasses pretty much the whole time. So for me, they did really well. Uh, Next up, let's see. What you have a pat? We'll go Revelin Torch. No, Revelin Torch. Sound good?
Oh yeah.
30. All right, Revelin Torch, which I don't know. Apparently, I don't have on me. I grabbed the wrong one. I grabbed the Reach, or the not the Reach, the Drift.
Drift.
So the Torch. Have you played with the wide body or just the what they call their Reach elongated?
I've only hit the reach, and
Okay,
I think I would play better with the wide body.
okay. So their Reach is technically, I guess, a hybrid. I think it's like 16.3. Did the old measure, a little skinnier too.
Right.
Um, but I'll let you cook on this because you've hit it more recently. But I do have some thoughts.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious like what construction changes. I think that's like how I am with a lot of these paddles. Like even like the J2NF, I'm like I have no idea what's inside this thing. I just kind
Mm.
of hit it.
Yeah.
Just have been away for so long. But this, I don't know. It just kind of felt like the drift to me,
Hmm.
at least from what I remember. I didn't hit them side by side, but just kind of like as I was hitting it, I was like, it just kind of reminds me of the other one. Like the sweet spot still isn't big, but like when you do hit it, like it does have a good feel to me. It just
Hmm.
reminds me a lot of the Paddletek, and did run the numbers. I think I got like 5.5 for the twist weight.
Yeah.
So I do want to try this again with weight added, and I think I'll probably like it better then. But yeah, I didn't know this was 16.3. Didn't really feel like it, but I
Yeah.
just was not hitting the sweet spot well at all on this.
I think that this compared to the Reach, the main difference is the face. Oops, yeah. The Reach is the shade. Sorry. Yeah. So the Torch compared to the Drift, I think the main difference is the face. I don't know if there's a core difference. I think they're both 10 millimeter cells. But
Okay.
the Torch is 100% the basalt lava rock, and then the Drift is the flax mixed with the basalt. So it's like 50-50.
Okay.
This one's definitely stiffer and poppier, and then I think a little bit of boost in power for me. Uh, but yeah, I think it might be slightly heavier with the basalt. I think the basalt might be denser than the flax, but don't quote me on that because I don't think they said that. That's just me talking. Um, but yeah, I like I think it's called the Pier Long Handle, which is their wide body 5.5 inch handle. That's my favorite. I think it's the same as with the Paddletech, where this Gen 1 construction works best for me in a wide body shape. And then that allows
Yeah.
you to add weight to it because it already comes in that low swing weight. I think the swing weight's like, mine was like 106 on the wide body. So like you have a ton of room to add weight. You can do the same thing as like the Paddletech where you wrap it, which I think is my preferred method. You just wrap it in like a zero point 0.5 gram or a low density, and it just hits really hard with that weight added. the sweet spot's not no longer a problem from the Gen 1. I think, and then it's like you have a super unique paddle too. Like you're going to be the only person using the Lava Rock Basalt paddle.
Yeah.
I think these are 225 retail, and I believe it's like I want to say it's a 10% discount with the code. But I really enjoy the long handle one. I think it's like a good competitor. Like you were saying, it has that Paddletek feel, but I think these for me feel a little bit better. Like just didn't hurt my elbow as much with the stiffness. So, but yeah,
Okay.
that shape isn't my favorite. The reach shape not my favorite. I think the pure long handle is their best shape. Um, and I think that they could design better shape because that one doesn't maximize the whole 24 inches. I think it's skinnier too, so they could design a
Oh,
slightly better shape on there. Measure it. Maybe I measured it wrong. Measure it out if you have it right now. Also,
well,
I
that's relevant. Oh yeah, it is shorter.
yeah, I did see that they got a grant from Michigan to like get. I think they got their own like thermoforming machine. So
Oh,
maybe they can do some new stuff that others can't here. So I'd be interested to see. I don't know if it'd be it probably won't be enough to like do a whole line, but maybe they could prototype and do like select paddles or something. I don't know how long it takes to like make that stuff. You know, but it'll be cool. But yeah, I think that if you're looking for a wide body and you're looking for something an alternative to the Paddletek, Bantam, uh, or
ESQ.
ESQs and Annalee waters, then I would check out the the torches. And I did try like the reach, and I think they have this in the torch, but just the wide body with the 5 inch handle. If you just want a 5 inch handle, those if you can make that work, that's a really good paddle too. If you don't have a 2-handed backhand or you don't need that much room, that thing hits pretty hard, and that comes in. I think it came in at like 100, 102, like super low swing weight. You can do whatever you want with weight on that. So if you can make a 5 inch handle work, or you like the 5 inch handle, that's not a bad option either. Oh, okay. Next up, uh, oh, Helios. Let's go to Helios paddles now. For that, it's not like a brand new company, but kind of like a newer company in like competing with good paddle space because they've been doing more like designs and brand deals and stuff. So you might have seen them around. They were in a whole bunch of like retail stores, so they have
Yeah.
deals. I like this design. What do you think about the design? And they're coming out in all three shapes.
Yes, that's like like Greek mythology ish based, kind of like Spartus.
Yeah,
Like you go for that Greek theme.
and it
Very
looks
nice.
like I grabbed the right one because I grabbed the one you didn't grab,
Yeah, I was about to say.
and we didn't plan it. Look at that. But yeah, I think this is their elongated, right? This is their flare, or is this their hybrid?
No, you have the hybrid.
Okay, look at that. I already grabbed the hybrid, ready to go. I wasn't able to hit these yet because they came in the mail while I was gone. But I like the design. But I think you hit them, and I saw you had some thoughts on them.
Yeah, I think it's kind of similar a bit to the Friday. At least like the elongated and the hybrid are mainly just because they come in pretty light. Swing weight for this one, this elongated was like 114, twist weight was 6. So I do need to add some weight to it, but right now I think it's just like it's a solid Gen 3 paddle. I think it's kind of in that like all court to all court leaning power range.
Hmm.
Nothing too crazy on this. Maybe if it like breaks in. Funny thing, I was actually just talking to Ivy, the owner, earlier, and this isn't their only Gen 3 they have coming out. I think they have another one with a different surface
Oh, okay.
that they're potentially going to patent or like but they're doing something different where it's like much more powerful than this one. So I think it's like the same core, but the surface makes that one powerful. So
Okay.
we'll see how that one does. But for this one, it's a bit like just like a standard Gen 3, like nothing wrong about it, but nothing too special right now. But I've also only hit it for one game, so
All
there's
right.
that.
I don't mean to put you on the spot. You got a price for those? Because I don't think she gave me a price.
I don't have a price
Okay.
either, so
Last I heard they were working on the price, so that might still be up in the air. So
yeah, I think that's yeah. She was kind of asking like for Rex on that, so
okay.
and I
I
was just telling her, like, yeah, Friday kind of kind of put a wrench for all you guys with the pricing
Yeah,
for
that
Gen
it
3s.
makes it very difficult if you're coming out with a power paddle that's like just kind of on the edge of all core and power, Gen 3 style. Like you got to be better than Friday's Fever because otherwise it's just hard. It's like just buy the Friday Fever then.
Yeah, unless your marketing is like, oh, we've got a better handle because we don't put that rib grip on.
No,
So,
they don't. They're not doing it anymore though.
oh, they're not doing it anymore.
No,
Okay.
it's no longer rib for your pleasure. So it's gone.
All right.
I know. It's funny because like they said like they didn't know that there was such a big deal, but I was like, oh man, I guess it hasn't happened too much, but I know Chorus did it. I think like Pro Drive did it, and like I don't think they did it again. It's like once you go
I
with that
think Mavericks was the
Mavericks.
first
Oh
one
yeah,
to do
they
it.
did. They did. Yeah, it's like once you do that rib grip, people let you know. I mean, because it's easy to change, but they're like, why would you ever put a rib
Yeah.
grip? Because you can buy if you really like it. There are some people that like it. I don't, if you like it, you like it. But if you're someone that changes your grip, like it's just awful. It's like
Yeah.
it's the worst thing and the worst thing ever. No, it's pretty bad though. Um, but yeah, I think that is all. Well, all the paddles that we're going to talk about mainly. I just mentioned these two new ones. The Carbon's coming out with a hybrid shape for their True Foam Genesis line. I think that's all I'm supposed to say. Hopefully I can just show it with the paddle cover on, right? Um,
Yeah, because John from Speak Pickleball did the same thing, and then I also left it in the bag too. So if he did it and he's fine,
all
we
right,
should be good.
whatever. Brody, if you watch it, going to F tier, okay? Um, anyway, and then the Pickleball Apes Harmony series, which we'll get to. I know
Yeah.
that a lot of people have been waiting for that. And then I'm gonna be late on this because apparently it was today, the day we're recording, that the GTOs came out, and I was like, oh, that was fast. Uh, but so far, like, it seems like there's a lot of love for them, and you would think like hybrid's been my favorite shape. This has actually been my least favorite of the Bantam series. Uh, it's just very head heavy, and it seems like like it just doesn't. The swing weights are already high. Like mine came in at 118 for the 12.7, and I think it was 120 for the 14.3. So it doesn't leave that much room to add weight. I know the TKOs kind of came in higher as well, but at least those were elongated, and I just feel like it dies off the top too fast for me. Like when we start going right here and it starts to die, like I just haven't been as impressed as a lot of other people with them. I would still say like the ESQ C 12.7 is my favorite of the series by far. And I was hoping to like this because the shape looks interesting, like the first kind of hybrid shape like this. And I didn't have a problem with like stability. It was more of just the sweet spot I would in maybe like the balance, which I haven't played around with yet. So I will try playing around a little bit with the balance on it, put some weight in the handle, and see. But so far, I was not in love with them. But well, I have heard a lot of good things. So if you do want it, make sure you get them before September because that's when their discount ends. But so far, I've liked the ESQCs more. Um, yeah, a lot of paddles coming out. I thought the summer was supposed to be a break, but I guess not. A lot of stuff coming. Enhances foam paddles coming soon.
Yeah.
Uh, I think they're only coming out in elongated now,
Yeah.
so
Only elongated.
only elongated for the enhance. I did not get to hit that one. I hit the wide body, but David hit the elongated. I think you liked it quite a bit, right? It was a pretty solid one.
Yeah. I think that it's funny thing was I think that was like the second foam paddle I hit, and then all of a sudden there's like all these other foam
Mm-hmm.
paddles. Like everything came out. So I think I don't know. It seems like it's a good paddle for sure. I
Yeah.
think now it's like you have to compare with like a lot more other
It.
foam paddles, and that just kind of changes your
Yeah,
perspective
it's
on
a
it.
it's a tough competition now. And then the Flick Terracore from Body Helix got approved. So talk more about that next time. Only got to hit it for a bit. Good paddle so far. Uh,
Oh, that reminds me. I need to go pick mine up. Mine is at my
you
old apartment.
oh, there you go. He's gonna have to make
Yeah,
a trip to get that one.
I totally forgot to do that today.
Um, any other paddles on the radar? I don't know. That's a lot of paddles. It's like,
Friday Fever's got their wide body coming.
oh yeah, that one should be good. I think that's actually supposed to be a slightly different construction than their elongated too. Like it's supposed to be more
Oh, okay.
powerful. For maybe I think so. I think so. I think that's what I heard. And then they're gonna have a similar version in the elongated shape. I'm not sure why they did it like that, but they did it like that. But I guess it kind of makes sense because if you bring out the wide body and it's more powerful than the elongated, and then you bring out the elongated that's more powerful than, I don't know. Doesn't really matter what the logic is. That's what they're doing, so that's what it is. Um, yeah, so that's coming out, and there's a new paddle from Komodo coming out. More on that next time because I don't have all the details, so I didn't want to talk about it
Yeah.
yet. And I don't know. That's quite a bit. That's like I feel like we talked about like 15 paddles today, so that's quite a bit
Yeah.
of
Oh,
stuff.
did you hit the Onyx paddles yet? I feel
Yeah,
like we've
so
had them for
yeah,
a
the
bit.
Hyper. I did hit the Onyx Hyper X. I think that's what it's called, right? The
The Hype X,
120
I think.
Hype
Oh,
X.
I think so. It's somewhere there
Yeah,
somewhere.
you're right. You're right. It is the Hype X. Someone said Hyper X, and then someone corrected them. Now I forget who, but it's yeah the Hype X. I thought it played was a good all core paddle, like Gen 2 thermoform paddle. I didn't think there was anything crazy about it, but for their intro paddle, I don't think it's bad. I think it's a pretty solid paddle. If they would have released it 2 years ago, it would have been could have been a top of the line paddle. I mean, I could play a tournament with it. It's not bad. It's just it's hard to compete with just like an all core thermoform Gen 2 paddle, right? Like it's just like
Yeah.
okay. But it's you have I feel like you have to have it in your lineup still, right? Like you have to have that entry level. Not I don't want to call it entry level. Let's call it like your first premium paddle, right? Like your first premium paddle in the lineup after you bought your like four wooden paddle set off Amazon, if you're me. And then you're like, hey, can I get something better? So,
Yeah.
uh, yeah. Have you hit the Hypex?
No, that was just the one that I don't think anyone's talked about yet, so just kind of curious if you hit it.
All right, we'll have to talk about which ones we're going to prioritize for next week. It's going to be,
Yeah.
luckily, I got some time. I'm not going anywhere this week since I'm going to Beer City with you the week after. So I'll be playing a lot of pickleball, hopefully, and trying a whole bunch of different paddles. Um,
Yeah. What's funny is I've got a wedding this weekend, and then I'm gonna be in Michigan to see you at Beer City the weekend after.
okay.
And so I'm kind of thinking about it. The last time I was home for a weekend was actually the weekend before the nerdy tourneys. It's been a while
Jeez.
since I spent a weekend in my house.
Dang. Man. Racking up those miles. Let's go. Well,
Yeah.
that's one man that is just enjoying life, right? He knows how to enjoy life. I personally I like to do every other weekend. Um, but it's a lot harder to travel with kids, let me tell you. Let me tell you
Yeah.
that. It's a lot harder to travel with kids. Maybe if I was kid free, it would be a different story, but yeah, it's a struggle. I'm gonna have to get my sleep I'm back to work just 2 days this week, so not too bad. Not too bad. I think
Oh,
I can handle it. I can handle it. So that's all I have. I think I'm out. That was a lot of paddle talk. Um, and if you guys
all right.
if we missed any, let
I
us
do
know.
have one shout out
Oh,
though.
shout out. Let's go.
Shout out to Jamal who recognized me in Japan out of nowhere. I was
Oh,
sweaty. I was like exploring in Kyoto, and he just kind of was like, "Excuse me, do you do YouTube?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You're that pickleball guy." I was like, "Oh God, yeah." I was like, did not expect to get recognized. I was doing touristy stuff with my wife and got recognized out there. So shout out to him for saying hi and taking a picture with me.
shout out to Jamal. I did see that. I forgot to ask you. That's so crazy because like you wouldn't think like you'd get recognized in Japan of all places, right? But
Yeah.
I mean I guess it is growing. It's just like did he talk about pickleball in Japan or was he like visiting there? Does he live there?
I don't know. He was just visiting.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, of all places, like it would be pretty cool to get recognized internationally. You're like, oh, like, sorry, family, like, hold up, like, just kidding. I'm sure Chris Olsen gets recognized quite a bit more often. It's like, okay, maybe it's not as fun, it's too
Yeah.
much. But yeah, all right. Well, everyone, take care, and then we'll see. We'll see if David's back next week. He's gonna be busy. He's going to be a busy man.
I should be able to be
I
back.
think we'll
I can make
try,
some time.
no matter what. I don't know if it's going to be, we'll see if we can find a quiet area. We're going to record live at Beer City. Maybe we'll just live stream an episode at Beer City Live, just
All
talking
right.
about the day. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
If I
Yeah,
can,
we can do that.
figure that out. But yeah, all right. Everyone take care. This is episode 41. Have a good one.